So here is an update on a quad waveform 1 volt per octave oscillator that I'm working on. This is a number of different circuits that I'm blending together to create a saw core oscillator that goes from there to a square wave with pulse width modulation, and then from the sawtooth we create a triangle wave, and from the triangle wave we create a sine wave. And what I will demonstrate to shortly is each of those waveforms. At this present moment, yes, right now I'm demonstrating the sine wave, as you can see. And next we will, yes, here. So there are some edit points. I've cut this down. Of course, you probably heard this arpeggiation or sequence before from an earlier video if you're following and watching these. So anyway, here is the sine wave, and I will demonstrate the linear modulation as well, which I'm adjusting and not being very successful at getting anything because and I'm adjusting the high frequency setting there. But as soon as I plug in to the pulse width modulation input, it'll start kicking in there, and you'll hear the distorted sound effects that you can get from the linear modulation. There it is. And what is modulating it is a set of simple oscillators, drones that are daisy chained together with a failed attempt to a exponential 1 volt per octave oscillator based on some YouTube videos that I was following at one point. But this whole set of waveforms, now you're hearing a blend, I believe, of the sawtooth and the sine, and of course I accidentally connect the triangle output there, so you can see the triangle there. Here it is. Now we cut to the, there it is, just the sawtooth. And soon I will adjust the oscilloscope so you can see that. There it is. Isn't that beautiful? So anyway, now you can hear the triangle wave, and I'll adjust the, or is that the sawtooth? Oh, who knows? You'll get it. You'll figure it out as you go along. Ah, that's right. The first one was the triangle. Then, well, actually, the first one was a sine wave. And then it was the triangle. Then it was the sawtooth. And now it's the square. And you get the sense of the pulse width modulation. And isn't it beautiful? It's just a lovely thing. It's a lovely thing to have all of these waveforms at your fingertip. Now, this is all on the breadboard, and as I had discovered, yes, the way that I had my breadboard set up the last video was a problem. And also found out what the problem with the triangle output was. Grounding. grounding will always bite you in the ass. So, be careful and double check everything to make sure everything's grounded properly. Otherwise, your volumes will be lowered and your results won't be consistent. So, now, we have 4 waveforms. The next thing is to put this all into a module. It's a beautiful thing. Oh yes, I'm now experimenting with the FM modulation, and of course that is being triggered by the biofeedback section of the digital biofeedback arpeggiating sequencer that I built. And you can check on those videos as well. But you can see, look how beautiful all the waveforms are mixed. And I'm not doing anything special about mixing these waveforms. I'm just plugging them all randomly into the input of an off-screen mixer. Isn't it beautiful? The lovely chaos. Yes. Now just imagine running that through a filter and then the filter being modulated. So, but this is basically just demonstrating what possibilities this oscillator will provide once it's all together. I've sat down and I figured out what exactly I'm going to do and how I'm going to blend these waveforms, and there will be separate outputs for each waveform and a master mix output that will be either switchable to everything going right to the mix output, or shared between the individual waveform outputs and the mix, or just shutting off the mix and getting the waveform output. And there will also be some inverted forms as well. Enjoy. Don't forget, like, comment, and share.